they going to explain that?
You can't contain the power you bring, you just can't take the plain fact that this is the LDBC, you don't tell us how to act. And if you hate the content, then take a step back. Why watch the video? How you gonna explain that? How you gonna explain that? How you gonna explain that? No comparison, there'll never be no comparison. You're live on the show, sit back and have a listen.
All right. LDBC, this is your boy, the Coach, live on the Coach Show, the Coach Show Live. Look, y'all, what would you like me to tell you about this fight? Listen, man, this is pretty one-sided, very one-sided. There was a one-sided just ass whooping. If you want to learn how to jab, or if you want to know like how to utilize a jab properly, this is the fight to watch if you're a young fighter. Devin Haney taught a class on what you do with a jab and how you control a fight with a jab, how you contain range with a jab, how you set up your power right hand with a jab if you're right-handed. Devin Haney taught a class on jabbing because he jabbed George Kambosos Jr. ass to death. I'm talking about, man, every time you turn around, this man putting a jab in George Kambosos' face. And George Kambosos, I'm going to tell you something, man. He didn't like it, man. He didn't like the jab. In fact, the guy was so confused at times, he didn't know what to do. So his father kept saying to him, George, you got to close the distance. I don't know, man. People saying Devin don't have power. I tell you what, George Kambosos, he damn sure was very reluctant to go in there and close that distance. He was reluctant because he kept getting caught with that jab. It must be something very powerful about the damn jab of Devin Haney to not make this man just want to rush in there. But me personally, I agree with George Kambosos Jr. dad. I agree that his only chance was to try to fight this man and get in on the inside. That's it. That's all he could do. Because, you know, George Kambosos was trying to outbox a master boxer. And I'm sorry, George, that shit just isn't going to work. And it didn't work, okay? He tried to go in here and outbox a master boxer, and he got his ass whooped. The fight was pretty lopsided. At times, George Kambosos would just stand right in front of Devin Haney. He just stood there because Devin had slowed the tempo of this fight down so much. George Kambosos was getting caught with so many counters. It's almost like George started in points of the fight becoming very defensive because he didn't want to get hit. See, I'm going to tell you something. A person who don't have power, but they catch you with a counter that you can't see, that fighter can hurt you, okay? The fighter can hurt you. And I don't think that George Kambosos Jr. dad understood that George was getting hurt in that fight. He was getting hurt. George Kambosos had points in the fight where he landed some very good power shots on Devin Haney. But it's like Devin Haney just ate those shots and kept coming. And it's like, okay, so you're the guy that's supposed to have the power, right? He's supposed to have the power. Look, man, do you know how demoralizing when George Kambosos hit Devin Haney with an overhand right? And I even on my computer, you know, when I was watching this, I said, shit, he hit him. Devin Haney looked at him, smiled, and started jabbing him again. And it's like, so Devin Haney got a chin too. Devin Haney got a chin. I mean, Teofimo Lopez ain't got no chin because when George Kambosos hit him with them same shots, you know, Teofimo went down, okay? Devin Haney, this dude, I don't know, it's going to be hard, man. It's going to be real tough to determine who's going to actually beat this guy. I mean, you know, I started thinking, could it be Tank Davis? Could it be Tank Davis? Because Tank Davis is a knockout artist. Could it be? I mean, that's the fight really I want to see more than any other fight is Haney versus Davis. I want to see that fight. George Kambosos had nothing, man. It's almost like Haney is an A+ fighter and George Kambosos is a B- fighter. And it's like whatever George Kambosos Jr. tried, Devin Haney had an answer for it. Had a counter. Devin Haney shut down all of George's offense for most of the fight. Devin shut that shit down. And it's like he forced George Kambosos to fight at a range. Why? Because Kambosos figured at a range he wouldn't get hit as much. Even when he tried to come in on the inside, Devin Haney was throwing uppercuts. And, you know, he was just making it a rough fight, man. A real rough fight. And I can appreciate the sweet signs when it come to Devin Haney. You know, you got some people running around here saying that Devin was running all night and Devin wouldn't engage. And nah, this is boxing, man. It's called boxing, okay? This guy is a very good boxer. You had people like Ryan Garcia talking about the fight was boring. And it's like, you know, Ryan, why don't you shut the like, dude, you're not fighting anybody. You keep going to these events. And dude, you have no intention. You went to Tank Davis's fight. You have no intention. You have no intentions of fighting Tank Davis. No intentions at all of fighting Tank or Devin. Y'all remember when Ryan Garcia was supposed to fight Devin? He didn't fight Devin. He didn't fight. He kept running his mouth, kept saying he gonna do this and do that. But the fight never materialized because Ryan Garcia really don't want that kind of smoke. He was supposed to fight Isaac Cruz. I mean, I wonder what happened on the table with that fight. That fight ain't happened. Ryan Garcia want to keep talking. He want to be an Instagram star. You know, I'm sick of this dude running around here, you know, being Oscar De La Hoya Jr. Okay, I mean, dry humping his little friends on Instagram, twerking on Instagram. It's like, dude, you doing all this stuff, but who are you going to fight? Okay, you're an Instagram star. That's great. But who the hell are you going to fight? I don't even think he'd fight Kambosos. Kambosos will beat him. Ryan Garcia is a joke to the sport of boxing, man. The man's a clown. He's a joke. Okay? I don't even think people should entertain him anymore, man, because he's not that good anyway. Ryan Garcia not that good anyway. He's not. He's not a good fighter. Man, look, these dudes will beat the hell out of it. Ryan Garcia is a joke. I actually want to see him in there with one of these guys. Kambosos, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson. They would beat his ass. They would legit beat his stupid ass. But this fight right here, it was a masterclass of boxing. Okay? It's a masterclass. I take nothing away from Kambosos. At least he went in there and fought for undisputed. You know, Teofimo Lopez wouldn't do it. Hell, and Vasily Lomachenko, let's be real, wouldn't do it either. You couldn't even get these guys in the ring to fight. Teofimo thought he was a damn star. He just thought he was the shit of boxing. Well, I'm glad that old big-nosed rat snaggletooth bastard sitting on the sidelines now, just chatting and tweeting and all this stuff. I'm glad he's doing that. But now we got a real undisputed champion in Devin Haney. He's undisputed. I don't care what you guys, you know, and you're going to have people this morning, when they really think about the fight, they're going to give Devin Haney backhanded compliments. They're going to do it. And you got your culprits that do these live streams. They're going to give this guy backhanded compliments. They're going to talk about now, since, you know, he fought a masterclass, they're going to say he's not a star and this stuff like this. And I always thought to myself, I thought we were just boxing fans. I thought we just want to see the best fights. That's what I thought. Okay, I mean, why do we care if a person's a casual fan star? But these are the things that are going to come out. They're going to say he boring. They're going to say he ran the whole night. Look, they're going to say all of the above when it comes to Devin Haney. That's what they're going to do. I'm telling y'all now, that's what's going to happen. So get ready for it. This man will never get his respect, but you know what? He's undisputed. Now, you know, Devin has a rematch with George Kambosos Jr. He got a rematch. Should the rematch happen? Hell no, man. Look, it's going to be easier the second time, because it's like you're giving Devin Haney the answers to a quiz. I mean, he already know the answers, man. And, you know, George Kambosos is talking about, we're going to fight in November. How much is George Kambosos' game going to evolve by November? You gave Devin Haney the answer to the test. Devin know how to fight. He know how to pass his test. It's not a test anymore, man. Devin is cheating when he fights Kambosos. It's more of a cheat code. I'm just telling y'all. This fight, a rematch, I hope it don't happen, man. I hope Devin Haney can move on and go fight Tank Davis. That's the fight we really need. We need Devin Haney versus Tank Davis. That's the fight. That's going to be the fight. I got Devin winning that fight. But you know what, though? Tank ain't George Kambosos. He ain't George Kambosos. Tank Davis got one hit or quit of power. He got that. Tank is a real threat. So I don't know. I want to see, man. I want to see that fight. Congrats to Devin Haney, undisputed lightweight champion of the world. The 135-pound undisputed champion. Man, not too shabby. Because all you boxing fans kept saying, oh, we want undisputed. Well, you got it. So he's undisputed. Don't go and criticize the guy now for doing what y'all said that you wanted him to do.